Hi there, I'm Dave Nelson, and welcome to more stories from Parallel Worlds. This is part of our series called Reddit from Reddit, where we take posts from Redditors who have somehow experienced parallel worlds. Our first story comes from the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit from Redditor John3859 in 2018.
Me, my cousin, and my aunt were all outside on the front porch playing. We were all the same age, right around 4 or 5. Two teenagers approached us and asked us if we wanted to see a castle. I knew this was bad news, but my cousin had to go see it, so we both agreed to follow. We went into the woods and walked along a trail for what felt like an eternity, although it was probably only 20 minutes or so realistically. We arrived to find a beautiful, gleaming, majestic castle in the distance. I'm talking something you would see in the movies. We looked excitedly at each other and sprinted home to tell our parents. The teenagers, though, they stayed behind, never chasing or following us back home. Our run back was instantaneous, as if it took only a few seconds compared to the walk there. We go and tell my mom, and obviously she's freaked out and tells us no more playing outside for the day. But here's the thing, my mom was so incredibly strict on me that she would have never let me out of her sight for longer than a minute. The door to the front porch was wide open, so there was no way two random teenagers could have actually taken us into the woods, let alone anywhere without one of our parents seeing us. My mom and my cousin's mom were the only two adults home at the time. I've spoken to my mom about this multiple times, but there is no church or anything nearby that we could have mistaken to be a castle. I've even looked as an adult. No luck, but all three of us remember this phenomenon. I'm 25 now, so it's been 20 years, but we've spoke about this at the ages of 6, 8, 12, 15, etc. Essentially every time we see each other. We all remember. Always have. I know some will chalk this off as kids imagining, but I swear to you that this was real.
Our second story is eerily similar to the first. In fact, it comes from the same year and the same subreddit, this time from Redditor Yes, That Sandman.
Well, back in the 70s and early 80s, my aunt lived in a small town near Fort Worth, Texas, and at the far back of her property were train tracks that were still in use. Being boys, of course, we were always hanging out around the tracks at a small bridge that ran over the creek. It was freaky because it was a wooden bridge and creaked and groaned loudly when a train would pass over. Early one morning, myself and two cousins were down at the bridge and we decided to explore more of the creek. So we slowly made our way along the bank, and a short distance from the tracks we found a fork in the creek and followed it. And this is where it gets freaky for me. The fork led to a massive canyon valley. We could see the cliff walls and trees, even a waterfall complete with mist, and it was unlike anything we had ever seen before in that area. We were in absolute awe, and since it was obvious we could go no further down that fork, we soon left to explore more of the creek. And it was maybe 30, 45 minutes before we made our way back. And we all wanted one last look at the valley, but the fork was gone, along with the valley, of course. We walked up and down the creek trying to see where we missed it, but no go, it was gone. My aunt remembers the tracks, and one of the cousins does remember events exactly as I do, but his brother, who's a few years older than us, wouldn't even discuss it and got visibly angry when I kept trying to bring up the subject.
So do you think these people actually entered parallel worlds? Let me know in the comment section, and if you run across a great parallel world story on Reddit, you can leave it there as well. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. I'm Dave Nelson. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.